is the American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Yeah. How y'all doing on this 26th of August, 2017? Wow. I got my headphones on, and it sounds really cool. It sounds really bassy. Well, let's adjust some things around here. Let's get some, make this a little bit better, shall we? Ooh, yeah, that sounds a little better. How's that? Oh, God, what a morning. What a morning. So what can we do today, folks? That's Tight Perm, Silent Partner. Find them on YouTube. There you go. Tight Perm by Silent Partner. Find them on YouTube and elsewhere. Anywho, how we doing? This is the 26th, isn't it? That's what I thought. I don't know. Now I'm just gonna say it. I have no idea what the heck is going on as far as Facebook is concerned, because I went to post something, and I'm gonna do that right now. I usually post morning all, that kind of thing. And let me do this. Morning all, exclamation point. And it says, oh, it went through. I'll be damned. It came out earlier with, something's wrong and we're going to take a look at it and blah, blah, blah. I do know from several people, from Nick Tucker and others, that Facebook does censor conservative and conspiratorial discussions. In other words, conspiracy theorists. Facebook does censor them. Their algorithms are set to identify certain words, keywords, tag words. And, of course, you get censored. All right. So, anyway, I understand this. I know this. And Facebook is not the only one. Okay, Facebook is not the only one censoring people. All right. The question I have with the whole issue of censorship is, does it extend to the President of the United States? Yes, it does. General Kelly is keeping information from President Trump. President Trump needs to turn around and say, you're fired. The president, I believe, needs to have every single piece of information he can get from every single outlet. From The Hill, from InfoWars, from Breitbart. He needs all of that information that is being put out to the general public, as well as the information that they get internally through their intelligence community. To me, censorship is the basis of and the driving principle of the left. And there's absolutely no reason why we have to have censorship. There's absolutely no reason for it. Now, there is reasonable type of information flow that, or the suppression of information flow due to the fact that our enemies don't need all of the information we have. Except for one little detail. They're getting it anyway. They're getting it anyway. Why are they getting it? Oh, because, the leaks and all that. Blah, blah, blah. If you believe that, I can sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, wait, it's been sold many times before. I'm sorry. The federal government has this neat little thing they do, not only against the American people, but for their own personal agendas. And that is, they create this information behind the scenes. They put this information out there, and then people, they eat it up. It's called propaganda. And they use the mainstream propaganda media for that. And it's just laughable, because now we know that they're nothing more, the mainstream propaganda media, MSNBC, CBS, you name them, just fill in the blanks. They're all this way. They are the mouthpiece for the globalists and leftists in Washington, D.C. And they are speaking very loudly. They are speaking very loudly. And these people need to be shut down by any means necessary. These mainstream propaganda media outlets need to be shut down immediately. Now, why do I say that in a land of free speech? By the way, Ernest Lee last night did a live Facebook broadcast, and he literally said that the Republic of the United States of America is gone. It's fallen. It's done. And I agree with him, because there are several aspects that a lot of people, I think the smarter people than I, have figured this out. That there are certain things that the government has done that has literally torn us to pieces. And basically it's their ideology of divide and conquer. And of course they've done a good job at that, because now we're bitching at one another because of some useless little thing and some worthless little story that we see. And the government's behind the scenes going, yep, we got them on that one, didn't we? I just have to laugh at people that do not see this. You know what I mean? Hey, I want to, little side note here, and then I'll get into the news. Positive thoughts and energy going out to Mr. Nick Tucker over at Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker, because, yeah, he's got a family. He's working his tail off. We haven't heard a podcast from him in quite a while, actually. So whatever is going on in his life at this point, send out positive thoughts and energies to him. Mr. Nick Tucker over at Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook and on gab.ai. So, yeah. So we have smart people in America. The only problem is that they're they're not smart enough to see behind the scenes of those people pushing the propaganda out into their faces. Interesting. And they're smarter than I am, aren't they? Here's the stupidity from the left. I'm just going to lay it out there as I see it. It's the stupidity and the ignorance of the people on the left. The Daily Caller is reporting on the 26th of August, 2017. Black Lives Matter founder claims Trump is trying to commit Hitler-like genocide. Quote, "We wouldn't, as a movement, take a seat at the table with Trump because we wouldn't have done that with Hitler," unquote. I'm not even going to read anything of that. I'm just going to put it up on American Liberty Radio Podcast for you guys to take a gander at and assess it on your own and draw your own conclusions on it. Black Lives Matter, as far as I'm concerned, is a domestic terrorist organization, period, end of sentence, done. By the way, they have been classified as a terrorist organization. Not by me, but by others. It's just incredible that people would ever... Now, I'm just going to blanket this question out to everybody. I don't give one rip what your political affiliation is. Why would you want tyranny in the most free country in the world? Why would you want a communist-style government in the strongest nation in the world? Why? Well, let me also add another question to that. You do know leftists and globalists and all of that are supporting those people. You do know that you're in their crosshairs because once you're done fulfilling their agenda, your history, you're toast, you're out of here, you're whatever. You do know that, don't you? They're going to throw you out like trash. They're going to put you in the in the round file and say, well, I'm done with them. Here's the propaganda bullcrap from the mainstream propaganda media. There's this big hurricane happening over in Texas, so positive thoughts and energies going out to them. And any help around that area that you can give them if you're, close by, please go help those people. Thank you. Newsbusters is reporting on the 26th of August 2017, MSNBC shocked Trump hasn't screwed up Hurricane Harvey yet. Clearly, journalists are ready to pounce and make this yet another political hurricane. The journalists, that's in quotes, the journalists at MSNBC seem eager for Hurricane Harvey to be a political disaster for Donald Trump, preemptively reminding everyone what the stakes are. Deadline White House anchor Nicole Wallace on Friday was amazed that the president hasn't screwed it up yet. Quote, it seems to me that this is the first event of this presidency where sort of the dire nature of the event seems to have halted other instincts in this president, unquote. Yeah, several videos and some other things that this person has said is going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. I'm going to say this. I'm just going to put this out here. I'll let the chips fall where they may, and all the hate mail coming to American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Anybody who supports any type of government that is suppressive to people who want peace, freedom, liberty, and security, such as what they do is censor, what they do is mislead, misguide, they toss out misinformation, disinformation most of the time. If there are people that support any type of action by the left, by the mainstream propaganda media, their shills, their mouthpieces, or the globalists, or the corporations that support any type of communistic rule and wanting a communistic rule in the United States of America, you are a bunch of freaking idiots. Okay? I don't really care what your political affiliation is, what your sexual orientation is, what your education is. I don't care. If you follow anything that has to do with bringing communistic rule to the United States of America, you are an idiot. There is no reason why I need to discuss anything with you because you're already going to have your preconceived ideas built upon the indoctrination that you have had through the leftist governmental indoctrination institutes called your colleges and universities and high schools and junior high, middle schools and elementary school. You're an idiot. That's all I got to say. Back to the news. back to the news. Joe, hey, yes, big, awesome news. Former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio has been pardoned by President Trump. Arpaio told Hannity on his show he is planning a press conference to expose the hacks at the Obama Department of Justice. There's a video there. And Joe Arpaio told Sean Hannity, quote, I'm going to have a news conference early next week to get to the bottom of this, to show the expose abuse of the judicial system and politics. I think people will be shocked that the news media were trying to destroy me for all those years. There's video. So I'm just going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast on Facebook. So congrats to, and thank you, President Trump, and congrats to Joe Arpaio. We have political prisoners still in Nevada, so you want to go to Deb Jordan on Facebook or Ashley Jones on Facebook to get further updates on what's happening there. Pete Santilli, independent journalist of Guerrilla Media Network, is still in jail and was denied a pretrial release. Talk about censorship. His free speech, freedom of press has been censored, has been completely censored. Much like what General Kelly is doing with President Trump, keeping information from him. The only, General Kelly says, don't get anything from Infowars.com. Get it from the mainstream. Get it from credible outlets. Infowars.com has been around for over 20 years. It's more credible than those mainstream propaganda media outlets out there. I'm just saying, General Kelly, shut your big damn mouth. I'm not going to salute you. I'm not going to support you in anything that you do because you're censoring information. Understand me, sir? That's just the way it is. I just, I can go into any direction right now, but I'm not going to. Antifa recruiting, quote, one step closer to revolutionary political movement, unquote. They're armed and ready for, quote, unquote, liberation. They are a terrorist organization, folks. The Antifa, however you want to pronounce it, is a domestic terrorist organization. There was a petition out that had well over 200,000 signatures on it that has claimed that this organization is a domestic terrorist organization. We, the people, have to stop them by any means necessary, period. Are you calling for a coup? No, I'm not. I'm calling for the defense of the United States of America by those who want this country to be great again. And those patriots who are out there right now who have been, processed back from the military or the former or current law enforcement. We need to gather our forces and go against these jackasses and put them where no one will find them. Basically in prison where they belong. They're domestic terrorists. I've said it before, I'll say it again, even your drug gangs in your neighborhoods. And even though, and I don't care if they're Mexican, white, Asian, I don't give one rip what they are, what color skin they are. If they're drug dealers, if they're, terrorizing your neighborhood, they're domestic terrorists, period. End them. Stop their flow. Do whatever it is you got to do to protect your neighborhood. But if you're too damn wimpy and don't think that I don't want to get involved because I don't want them, they may know where I live. Good. Hang out on your front porch with a few firearms and let them know. Cross the line, you'll meet your maker. I've put my information out there. People know how I am. You want to sit down and discuss issues? Let's do it. You want to tell me I'm wrong for saying that people have to protect themselves and protect their neighborhoods and protect their cities and states and all of that? If you think I'm wrong in saying that, prove it. You whiny little bastards. You think that you have the market cornered on your leftist and communist and whatever-ist, agenda, and you think you're right. Guess what? I'm laughing in your face because you are the dumbest people on the face of the planet. You have no idea what the history of the United States is, and you millennials out there have absolutely no clue. Oh, but when it comes to sports and statistics to sports teams and basketball and baseball, my God, you can just run down those stats like, you memorize those things. But you have no idea what the history of America is. You have absolutely no idea. And I laugh in your face. I told you yesterday on my podcast what my number one pet peeve was. And it's ignorance. That's my number one pet peeve. Hey, I don't know everything, okay? So I could call myself ignorant, ignoring the obvious, or missing out on certain information, whatever. I can do that because I can, because I admit to the fact that I don't know everything, okay? And I'm okay with that because it just gives me opportunities to learn something new every day. But you people out there, you millennials, you Antifa supporters, you Hillary and Sanders supporters, you people are the dumbest people on the face of the planet. Because you absolutely don't know. Hillary Clinton is a communist. I mean, look at her ideologies. Look at what her political philosophies are. She's a communist, period. End of sentence, done. I don't really care what your opinion is of me about that. I know the facts. She's a communist. Bernie Sanders is a democratic socialist. Hello, one step away from being communist. But he himself said that he's a democratic socialist. So, what the hell are you people supporting? Seriously. Get your head out of your ass and look at what's going on, man. I guarantee you there is much better... you'll have a much better time interrelating with people, or is that right? Interrelating? There we go. With people and trying to get things done if you just shut your stupid brains off, regroup, reset, and learn the real issues and what's behind them. I've heard reports right now. I can't direct you to them because there's so many of them and they're all over the place. But I've heard that millennials, these whiny pansy-ass safe space wanting millennials are now realizing they're wrong, and they stop and go, well, wait a minute, something not right here. Some of them are realizing that they've been involved in something that is just totally wrong. And they're putting their foot down and stopping themselves and saying, wait, we got to rethink this. I've heard stories like that. Yesterday I was sitting around thinking about some stuff, thinking about this podcast today, and I thought to myself, and I was talking to somebody yesterday and mentioned the fact that I used to go to church many years ago, like 20 some odd years ago, up till about 2000, about 17 years ago. And I realized Christians are the most intolerant people I have ever met in my whole entire life. They are. And they are mostly, when you look at the demographics of Christians, they're mostly part of that millennial creation that has been out there for the last several months, several years, I would say. We didn't call them that back then, but that's what they are. They don't want to get involved to protect their nation. They don't want to get involved to protect their city or neighborhoods. They don't want to get involved in getting out into the streets and protesting against the Antifa or whatever, Black Lives Matter. They don't want to go out and protest. But they'll go and chain themselves to abortion clinics. And no one has, and I say all of that to lead into this. No one has ever, I have not heard of a radical Christian going out into the middle of a downtown section over at a place they're protesting and strapping bombs to themselves and blowing the place up. I haven't heard about that at all. No, but I've heard Saudi Arabians, the religious organizations over there take Christians and behead them. Muslims take gay and transsexuals and lesbians and all that and throw them off roofs or kill them. I have never once heard a Christian ever do that. They just excommunicate their ass out of the church. But here's where I'm leading. We have a foundation in America that is principled and created upon the religious understanding that people had. I don't want to call it spiritual. It's not really that. Christians are not spiritual. They're more academic and religious and operate under ritual, so that's what they do. But they're principled individuals that have a foundation to which they'll say, yes, if this happens, we'll let God take care of it, when in fact, all they're doing is hiding behind a wall in hopes that nobody breaks down the door and comes in and kills them. So when I talk about millennials being, weak, pansy-ass people, yeah, pretty much. I make no bones about it, folks. I was raised to just, hey, whatever's on your mind, say it, and then let the smoke clear, and then discuss the issue. That's how I was raised. And frankly, I make no apologies for what I say. Now, yes, I could, find a different way to say things. But you can get more, like I told the person I was talking to yesterday, I drop hand grenades, figuratively speaking, in metaphor. I drop hand grenades in the middle of people, and then, when the smoke clears, we'll discuss things. This is how I work, and I've been that way all my life. I get up in people's faces, I push buttons, they start yelling and screaming, they walk away and get disgusted with what I say because obviously they don't have the wherewithal to stand there and take it because they're wimps, and they walk away and they want their preconceived ideas to be what they want instead of sitting down and discussing the issues with me. So when I put the, figuratively speaking in metaphor here, when I drop the academic hand grenade in the middle of discussions and I blow everybody away, there's only going to be a few left that are going to sit there and want to discuss things. Now you know how I operate. NSA, Homeland Security. Now you know. Have you ever watched Dog, the Bounty Hunter? I like him. You know why? He gets right up in your face, stops you from doing anything that you're doing, and then comes back and lightly and calmly discusses certain things. Now, I'm not saying that works for everybody, and in the past it hasn't worked for me sometimes, but that's a perfect way to describe what I do. Am I reasonable? Do I use common sense? Well, of course I do. And I have a reasonable, expectation that people are pretty damn smart and can understand certain things. But when it comes to the millennials and all of that, when it comes to these people that just cannot and will not understand what is going on and listen to reason, holy crap. What the hell is wrong with these people? You know what I mean? Holy crap. I'm going to go to break. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. I'll be back right after this. One fact at a time, without all the BS. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The reality underneath the honesty. LiveTruthRadio.com. Check out Late Night in the Midlands with your host Michael Vera at LateNightInTheMidlands.com, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go to LateNightInTheMidlands.com. The world as we know it has been turned upside down. The leaders are faced with possible annihilation from their enemies. The United States is at the brink of a total collapse. This is the reality we live in. What can be done? The truth. The facts. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. American Liberty Radio Network. Hey folks, welcome back. The music you're hearing is from Topher Moore and Alex Elena. The piece is called Stalling. You can find that on YouTube. Topher Moore, M-O-H-R, and Alex Elena, E-L-E-N-A. Stalling. That's Stalling by Topher Moore and Alex Elena. You can find that on YouTube or elsewhere, so check that out. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the music. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The .com, the other site, is currently down because I'm going to redo it, hopefully find someone that can really lay out the site for you guys to navigate easier and all that good stuff. And so we're going to use AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com for now. So there you go. If you have any questions about the website, please email me. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Hopefully, next week, cross my fingers. If he's not too busy, hopefully I can get 2 guests on the show. Hopefully. I'm going to do a live show. Hopefully I can get 2 guests on one show. And that would be Mr. Nick Tucker over at Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. And hopefully I can spend a half hour or 45 minutes with Mr. Michael Vera over at Late Night in the Midlands. And if neither one of them is available, I am going to hopefully, cross my fingers and hope he wants to come on the show. That would be Mr. Brian Lang over at LiveTruthRadio.com. So hopefully next week I'm going to put all that together. I may do with 3 nights of live shows, but don't know yet. I have no clue. So I'm going to work on it. If I get confirmation, then I'll do the shows. If not, well, we'll go back to the regularly scheduled programming. So anyway. Next month is going to be a little tight for me in September because some things are happening. Like I said, I'm going to change things around for American Liberty Radio Network. Not much, and not much is going to change, but I'm going to change a few things around. I'm going to promote something else that I do much more, and then I'm going to promote this hopefully as much as I can. But certain things are changing. So by the end of, by the end of September, I'll know more. Okay. There's some things happening outside of American Liberty Radio Network that I'm going to be doing. So I will let you know what those things are when the time comes. But again, next week, hopefully I can get one of 3 people on the show, And we'll go from there, and we'll discuss the issues. We'll get, things from another point of view, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned for all that information. That's coming up on American Liberty Radio Podcast, or American Liberty Radio Network is still available on Facebook. American Liberty Radio Network. So anywho, let's get back into the news, shall we? Newsbusters. I don't know who they are. Do you guys know who they are? Newsbusters.org. MSNBC host worries Texas will use hurricane to deport illegal immigrants. MSNBC anchor Stephanie Ruhle outrageously attempted to inject her liberal politics into the discussion. In an interview with Texas Governor Greg Abbott on Friday about the state's preparations for Hurricane Harvey, MSNBC's anchor Stephanie Ruhle outrageously attempted to inject her liberal politics into the discussion as she asked the governor, quote, "How about risk of deportation of those undocumented immigrants that could be in the way of the storm's path? Are they in the clear to go to some of these evacuation centers? Do they have to show ID?" Unquote. And here's what the governor said. Promptly dispelled her irresponsible fear-mongering by saying this, quote, "It's my understanding from what I saw from the Border Patrol instructions yesterday, that will not be an issue. What everyone is focused on right now is ensuring that we all do what we can to protect life. We all have a high regard for life," unquote. There's video there and all of that. And Owen Schroyer. There's a video of Owen Schroyer as well. So this is going up on American Liberty Radio Podcast. American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. So, yes. So, there you go. Chelsea Clinton is back in the news again. Holy crap. Why? Just send her and her mom to prison, okay? She's also a criminal. Have you looked at her background? Chelsea Clinton responds to Alex Jones' video questioning Michelle Obama's gender. Daughter of two-time failed presidential candidate lashes out on Twitter. Of course she does, because, that's just the way it is. So there you go. I'm not even going to put that up there, because you guys can go look that up yourself. That's just the way it is. That's just, More Clinton news. Hillary Clinton this time. 25th of August. Yeah, 25th of August, 2017. Clinton paid Young Turks $20 million. The deep state has infiltrated the so-called alternative media. A powerful network within the Clinton train is funneling money to Young Turks. Well, obviously, because Young Turks is a bunch of crap. I used to like them a couple of years ago when I was hearing some of their stuff, and they were right on. They were hitting the mark, but somewhere down the line, and $20 million later, they decided, screw that. We like the money. So that's a video. So that's going up on American Liberty Radio Podcast. So, and yeah. So when you look at several things in life, when you examine some of these things that people are doing, just look at people and watch them. Just look at what they do. Examine what they do. Look at the very heart of these people that are on the left. Okay? Look at some of these people. I can almost imagine. Actually, I can't. Because I see it every day when I watch clips on YouTube or see things or, When you look in their eyes, you can just see the hollowness that is there. That once held a brain, that once held something that these leftists could use to think with until they were indoctrinated with globalist bullcrap. You can just see it. Yesterday, Infowars.com is reporting 25th of August 2017. Senile Democrat elites pushing country towards civil war. Establishment politicians are ecstatic about the current division in America. Mad Maxine Waters and crazy Nancy Pelosi steer the country towards the cliff of internal conflict and violent unrest. Yes, them and many others. Okay? There's a video. I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio Podcast. And let me ask you a very simple question. Doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure this one out. If you knew that one of your friends was a total and absolute leftist. I mean, you guys went out to the bar, you guys are, sports fans and all this, and all of a sudden you guys started talking politics. But if you found out that your friend was a hardcore leftist, what would you do? Because I have friends from every, political, they're Democrats, Republicans, Independents, nonpartisan people. I got friends all over the political spectrum. And we can still have lunch and discuss things and have a good day. Because we understand what is happening. We know exactly what is going on. And we got it. We get it. We understand it. We know. And we laugh at the bull crap that even, like some of my Republican friends, they laugh. They're going, oh, this is funny. They look at what's happening and how their own Republican Party is trying to put down Trump and stage a coup, engage in a coup against Trump. And they're laughing. They're going, that'll never happen. My Democrat friends are going, we wish it would happen. My independent friends on the political side are saying, yeah, that shouldn't happen on either side. My nonpartisan friends are going, hey, where's the football game? I mean, it's laughable to me. And this is why comedians talk about politics a lot and bash some of the politicians, because it's just so stupid. It really is. When people really get down to the political parties, get down to the crux of what they're saying, understand that all of that is coming from the scripted mainstream propaganda media out into these politicians, out into the general public, exactly it's just a staged event for, social acceptance, or as I like to say, it's nothing but political theater. Okay? And I should know about theater because I have a background in it. But I just think from my perspective, I think people just need to sit down and chill. I really do. I think they just need to sit down and just discuss issues instead of sitting there getting all pissy and I just think that people need to sit down and just discuss issues. If their egos get hurt, if their feelings get hurt, so freaking what? They weren't strong enough to deal with stuff. I know people personally like that. And here's their mantra, if you will. I put that in air quotes. Mantra. I don't want to hear the negative stuff because I don't want it ruining my day. Yeah. Your day is already ruined. Okay? Because, yeah, your day is already ruined. Okay? Yeah, because Trump's president. Ugh. No, because you're not smart enough or involved enough to find out that he's not a bad guy. It's your own freaking party or whatever you affiliate yourself with that has created the ideal of divide and conquer. It's your problem, nobody else's. It just pisses me off more and more. It does. 25th of August 2017, Donald Trump is being sabotaged by globalist generals. The elite want to control Trump's flow of information. Told you that earlier. President Trump's new chief of staff, General John Kelly, is preventing the president from receiving news stories from InfoWars, sabotaging Trump's connection to his support base. That's exactly what General Kelly wants. He works for the globalists. There's a video. I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast. The globalists want all of the truthful, factual, actual, evidence-backed reporting not to get to Trump. Okay? Another video from the 24th of August, 2017. Trump puts globalists on notice at Phoenix rally. The battle for America is intensifying. President used this week's rally in Phoenix to announce the next steps in destroying the globalist agenda. That's going up on American Liberty Radio podcast. I don't understand, and this is just me, no one else, it's just me. I don't understand why people can't see the fact that the globalists are here to tear down America and turn it into a third world crap hole. I don't really understand this. I don't get it. I don't get why people can't see this. I don't. That's just me, I guess. I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I'm serious. I'm seriously thinking that there is a definite mental disorder in some of the politicians' brains. I don't get it. Okay, this stupid nose. Woke up today and my nose, I'm plugged up, and everything had to. Anyway, I don't mean to get gross, but I had to blow my nose. Hey, at the top of the hour, I'm going to spend like 30 minutes or so with a live Facebook broadcast. And hopefully you'll tune in because, you get to see my mug, get to see the voice behind the microphone. And anyway, so who knows? Who knows, folks? I mean, me and my coffee. Hey, I want to put out the word right now that other than American Liberty Radio Network, and I'll mention this on the live video broadcast on Facebook, but I will mention it here for you listeners, that I do other things. I have New West Radio Productions. That's where American Liberty Radio Network is. I have New West Radio Theater, which is like your old-time radio dramas and productions and all of that. They're original. I do have some old-time radio shows on the network at newwestradiotheater.weebly.com. I do have that. And and I need actors, and I need voice actors and voice talents that just want to, have fun. I can't pay you. That's what I'm saying. If you want to volunteer and work and do some stuff and just have some fun and put some stuff out there, that's, hey, cool. I'm all for that. So if you want to be involved in New West Radio Theater in some way, shape, or form, then let me know. Yeah, email me at newwestradiotheater@usa.com. newwestradiotheater@usa.com. I'm sitting here. Let me go see how much time I have left. Oh, I got plenty of time. Yes, yes. I'm sitting here with the camera on and haven't gone live yet on the video broadcast. I'm looking at my mug. I'm looking at my face and looking at all that, and it's like, my God, I got to shave. Holy crap, I look like a homeless man. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyway. What do you know? But at the top of the hour, I'm going to do a live Facebook broadcast after the top of the hour break, and we'll go from there. But right now, I want to mention also that Brian Lang over at LiveTruthRadio.com is he's a tremendous fellow. He's looking at some other things, some other opportunities, so a lot of positive thought and energy going his way as well. So, yeah, give him your support at LiveTruthRadio.com. LiveTruthRadio.com, check it out. Also, Michael Vera over at Late Night in the Midlands. LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Go check him out as well. Very good guy. Has a lot of great guests on. He's had a lot of guests, including Jesse Ventura. And he's just go check him out. He's a cool dude. Michael Vera, LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Yeah, check him out. Goodness gracious. Oh, God. What can I say? What can I say? I am the last one. Remember that movie? Hey, I'm just stalling for time. So, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start the, I got 4 minutes left on this podcast. I'm going to start the video broadcast a little early. So, if you're out there, go to American Liberty Radio Podcast. That's where it is. Actually, let me change some things around and I'll put it on my timeline. Actually, I just decided not to do that. Okay, let's go to American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. All right? If you would, please. Thank you. So anyway, I'm going to go live. Let me go check some time. Maybe I got like 3 minutes. Okay, cool. I can do this. All right? So, yeah, I just made an immediate executive decision. I'll go at the top of the hour. I'll go through the break. I'll do all that. And then I'll, punch the go live button on the video and go from there. So, yeah, join me on American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook for the live video broadcast. It is now 0913 and the 26th of August, 2017. If you want to know more and get to know what American Liberty Radio Network is, go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. If you have any questions, please ask. No question is off limits. You can ask me anything you want. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. That's as simple as that, folks. So, American Liberty Radio at USA.com is the email address. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. If you want to advertise on the network, hey, it's a win-win situation for both of us. So consider supporting American Liberty Radio Network. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Check it out. If you don't want to advertise, that's fine. There's 2 buttons down at the bottom of that page. One is become a patron. Drop $1 in the kitty and help us keep the lights on around here. Or a PayPal and contribute that way as well if you would like. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. So anyway, I am going to take a break. I'm looking at what I got on my list here of breaks and such. So I will do that. Let's go with, I'm going to take a break. It's coming up on the top of the hour. So this is American Liberty Radio. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. I am your host, Wayne S. Pierce, right here on the 26th of August, 2016. I shall return.
Late Night in the Midlands is an alternative media that covers the truth, theory, and fact that the lamestream media won't talk about. We cover everything from the known and the unknown, the normal and the paranormal, the government lies and the government ties, and even their thrive. We tell what's coming, what's going, whether it be politics or archaeologists. We have an amazing fan base, and our shows are all archived to be heard millions of times more. So tell your friends, your family, and anybody you care about LateNightInTheMidlands.com. Become a member and be informed.
Growing up terrestrial radio, the future is here. Destroying the liberal media one truth bomb at a time. Independent media is shattering the liberal national security media into a million pieces. Their views of the world are based on the script the government gives them. Independent media seeks out and finds the truth and reports on what is truly going on behind the scenes. Support the truth and facts. Support independent media. The cannons of liberty are loaded. The guns of freedom are ready. The soldiers are on the front lines. We the people have the power. We are America. AmericanLibertyRadio.com. Hey folks, how you doing? This is Wayne S. Pierce for American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. How are you? If you're watching me on the live Facebook broadcast, welcome. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everything you guys do about sharing the show. You listen, which is awesome as well. So, hey, what? All I can say is thank you. Anywho, if there was anything in your life right now that you could say, hey, I am very happy with how things turned out, what would it be? Just kind of curious. I don't need an answer to that question because it's something for you, because here's where I'm going with this. We see things every day. We understand what is going on. We have the information in front of us. And we still, or some people, not me, but some people out there, still insist that it's bogus information. I don't know why. Can you tell me why? Because I have no idea. To me, it's as simple as this. 1 + 1, where am I? Equals what? 2? It's as simple as that, folks. If the information is there, if the information is out there, and if you don't quite know whether or not it's factual, it's called doing your homework. 1 + 1 is 2. It's called putting the information out in front of you and finding the most credible information there is that ties it all together. That's what American Liberty Radio does. That's what I do. I share the truth with the facts without all the BS. I do. Because I want you to have the most accurate factual information that there is. And as far as I'm concerned, I give that to you. But I also encourage you to go look this stuff up. I encourage you to go do the things that you have to do to understand what's happening. You know why? Yeah, I have the answers, but I'm not going to give them to you. I have the answers that work for me, that I understand, that I know are real for me. The answers are for me. You may or may not take that and find the same answers that I do, but I encourage you to go look it up and draw your own conclusions on it. It's as simple as that. 1 + 1 = 2. But I also know that there are people out there that will look at the information that I have and say, oh, well, that's not a credible source. Really? or the one I like is, Snopes said that was false. Snopes is a bunch of idiots. Snopes, yeah, they're not credible. Snopes has been debunked, okay? They're no longer a credible source of information. Don't ever use them. If you're looking for answers that you can say, yes, I can align myself with that answer, how about looking stuff up on your own? Clear your mind of all sorts of preconceived ideas and everything else and just say, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to throw all this in the trash and I'm going to go find it on my own. I don't need this person or that person, or I don't need any of that. I'm going to go find the information on my own. I do that because Mama didn't raise no fool and Grandma taught me better. My mom said, and I quote, if you want to talk about something, you better know what you're talking about. Unquote. So I did. Instead of looking and asking her for all the answers to every question I had, guess what? Guess what she told me? She said 3 things. Besides, I love you. She said 3 things. Figure it out. And guess what? I did. And I am a much better person for it because the process by which I took to find the answers helped me find the answers and had more questions, and it opened me up to looking elsewhere instead of being so freaking narrow-minded and blind and having blinders on and just, focusing on what some, mainstream propaganda bullcrap said. No, I looked for the answers myself. And that's what I do here at American Liberty Radio Network. Brought to you by New West Productions. I mean, literally, I look at things like Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones, Michael Savage, Glenn Beck. I look at all that and go, how credible is their information? So I take bits and pieces of what they say and I go look for it. And guess what? Seems to work for me. But I'm not always right. And I don't have all the answers. That's why I encourage you to go look up a lot of this stuff. So instead of saying, oh, you're one of those conspiracy theorists, how about sitting down and talking with me and finding out where I'm coming from? I'm already telling you where I'm coming from, and you're going to sit there going, well, that's not the way to do it. Okay, you little millennial whiny pansy-ass little bastard. Why don't you take the information that's there and go look it up yourself? Hey? What? You mean I actually have to go do some work? Well, duh, it's called homework, isn't it? At least that's what I thought it was called, but, I could be wrong. Anyway. Jeez. What the heck, man? What the heck? Anywho, I want y'all to understand one very important thing about me, and that's real simple, and that is I don't take bullcrap from anybody. I don't. You know why? Because, well, A, they have their own perspective. Okay, I'll give them that. B, they don't have all the answers. I'll give them that. But they insist that they do. They insist that Nancy Pelosi is okay. They insist that Trump is the wrong guy for the office. They insist. See this face? That's a face of, I really don't care. Because the opposition to peace, freedom, liberty, and security is the globalist looking at you saying, we don't want you to have freedom. We don't want you to have any of those things that you are guaranteed to have protected as your God-given rights. We don't want you to have that. We want the United States, the globalists are telling you that they want a completely collapsed United States, turning it into a third world crap hole like everything else, so that they can use you, enslave you as they have for the last 100 years to fulfill their agenda, which is wars, poverty, starvation. Sound familiar? So anyway. I don't know, folks. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I look kind of scruffy, don't I? I look kind of scruffy. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that face right there. Look at that face. Holy crap, what is all this? Oh, my God. Hey, here's something that I want to read to you right now. And it's a video, so I'll put this up on American Liberty Radio Network as well. All efforts, no matter the size, are equally important in the fight against globalism. Resistance against the globalist is the only way to ensure victory. This is from the Alex Jones Show, the 24th of August, 2017. Alex Jones talks with Dr. Steve Pieczenik about the ongoing fight against globalism and what he thinks about Donald Trump's Afghanistan plan. I'll put this on American Liberty Radio Podcast and American Liberty Radio Network. And as a matter of fact, I'll just put it there in the chat box. There we go. We'll just do that there. How in the world, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to put this out here. I have friends in Nevada. I have friends in California. I have friends all over the place in Georgia and Ohio and Iowa, and I got them all over the place. So I'm going to ask you all this question, especially those in California and Nevada. I used to live in Nevada. So I'm going to ask you this specific question, California and Nevada. When will you get up and fight? Or should I say, more appropriately, defend your freedoms? Many years ago, when I was living in Reno, I saw this little rally. I heard about this little rally going on downtown Reno by the Arch. And you folks in Reno know where I'm talking about. Down by El Dorado and by the tracks. And I heard about this little rally going on with, Mexican Americans, whatever, and it was a big thing going on. And it was basically these Hispanic people were talking about immigration. They were rallying for open borders. They were rallying for bringing their families over, blah, 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 that whole thing. So myself and my significant other went downtown. I had my camera. I got the footage somewhere. I got to look for it. But I took a video of what was going on. We were leaving. The thing was breaking up by the time we got there. But as we're leaving, a little Mexican woman, a sweet little lady, well, not old, but she was sweet. She had a camera that looked like a regular television camera. So it had must have been really expensive. She pointed it at me and asked me about immigration. I looked at her and went, I am for legal immigration. She immediately turned off the camera and said, thank you. That's one thing that happened. The other thing that we did was, at one point, we went to Carson City, the capital there. Went to the Capitol building. Walked right into the Capitol building. There was one Capitol police officer sitting behind a podium. We walked straight up to the governor's office door. And the receptionist there, the person there, asked, what we were doing. I said, we've never been to the Capitol. We thought we'd walk in. And I asked where Governor Sandoval was. And she goes, he's in Washington right now. And it's like, okay. And that was pretty much it. That was the length of the conversation. So my question to you is, again, when are you going to stand up and defend your state, Nevada? Because, your neighbors to the west of you have completely and totally collapsed. Nevada is at the brink of collapsing itself. Okay? When are you going to stand up and take control and do what has to be done to protect your state? And if the person that came into, watching this broadcast, if they can pop in and just say something in the chat box there, that would be great. Thank you. Appreciate that. If they're still there, But when are you going to, even my friends in California, when are you going to stand up and evict Governor Brown? He's not a governor. I'll just call him for what he is. He's an asshat. He's a dictator. California is done at this point. California is no longer a republic of by and for the people. By the way, did you know our states are separate countries? Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. So anyway, when are you going to defend your state? When are you going to do that? What is happening in the United States right now is, twofold, really. The globalists have taken over the media. They are now trying to shut down alternative media. That's one thing is happening. Now, what they're doing is trying to conquer and divide and create war and civil war in the United States. That's what they're doing. There's nothing else. That's what they're doing. All right? And if you have any balls or backbone, you'd stand up and defend yourself. You would do what it takes to defend yourself. And I'm all for it. I left California because I saw the writing on the wall. They booted out Gray Davis because he wanted to give free driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. And guess what? People got pissed off and said, no, that ain't happening. And they booted him out. Remember that big old, thing with all these people wanting to be governor? And, of course, they got Schwarzenegger. I don't know who was worse, Gray Davis or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, wait, I know who's worse. Governor Brown. Yeah. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when he was governor before in the early 70s. And my mom told me his father, Pat Brown, was a total douchebag. He didn't know what he was doing either. So you people in California, wake the hell up. Okay? Well, California's nice and you either fight for your independence and defend your state from the globalists, or you're going to go down as the worst state in the union. As far as I'm concerned, with everything that's coming, with all the news and everything coming out of California, it's done. There is no longer any California that we can think of in terms of what it was. It's now a communist state. Nevada is slowly going to that edge and about ready to go over it. Nevada is about ready to fail. Now, I could be wrong in that. So if anybody knows more information than I do, please let me know. The thing that you have to understand is our founders wanted this country to be free of all tyranny. Our God-given rights have been protected. It's called the Bill of Rights, but we don't have that either. It's gone. Ernest Lee, you can go find him on Facebook. Ernest Lee put up a live Facebook broadcast last night, and he said that the Republic is gone. We no longer have a republic, and I absolutely agree with him. We no longer have a republic. It's totally gone. So why are others encouraging you to go defend what you have left? Here's why. In 1773, when the British sent the British Army over to stop the rebellion that was over here, 3% of the population of that time beat the British Army and sent them packing. And in 1776, we got the Declaration of Independence. 3% of the people. And I'm sure there were people back then that were saying, no, it's a lost cause, don't even do this, blah, blah. I'm sure there were detractors back then. I'm sure there were people who were even out there that told other people, it's like, yeah, did you know that the British are going to send their army over here and they're going to, put us down and all that. I'm sure the people that were listening to that were going, oh, that won't happen. It did. So when you look at the Declaration of Independence and when you look at the history of America, when you look at how small of a percentage people there were back then that took matters into their own hands and changed history, I think we can do the same. I think we can. Matter of fact, I know we can. Because now we have over 320 million people in the United States, and probably half of them don't like what's going on and will defend the nation. Hopefully. I'll even say a quarter of the 320 million people. I'll go this far. I'll go this far. If there are 25 million people in the United States of America right now that want to defend this nation from the globalists, I want to see them out in various parts of the United States, including the military and law enforcement. Because they are the front lines to defend this nation from globalists. They are the front lines to defend this nation from people that want to tear us down. So I want to see the globalists and I want to see the globalists gone, and I want to see law enforcement, and I want to see the people that want to defend this nation out in the streets. And I want you to send me that video. I was watching some video a few months back, a couple of years ago actually now, to tell you the truth, where people were going out and showing train cars going across, trains and guardrail down and everything, right? Going across with military equipment on it. Nobody knew where it was going. So I began to look into it. I began to research it, and guess what I found? Yeah, most of, not all, but most of that military equipment came back from the field, from the campaigns, from overseas, and guess where it went? Into the hands of the law enforcement, into the sheriff's office. Some sheriff's office across the United States are not accepting it, but the federal government is telling them, here it is, you have to take it because, And they're going, no, most of them have taken it. Why do they need military equipment in the sheriff's office? You tell me. So let's take those law enforcement officers that are there that have that equipment and line it up against the globalists. I know patriots right now who have come back from, like back in the 90s and all that, have done multiple tours and all that, and even now have come back and said they don't want a war in the United States of America, but if there is going to be one, they will stand there and defend this nation. So, yeah. Statistics show that 80% or more of law enforcement and military said they will defy the orders from above if they are told that they're going to go against the American people and to take their guns and all this. 85% plus, 85% of the military and law enforcement personnel have said they will defy orders to go against the American people. So let's gather those law enforcement and military personnel and let's do something. Prepare ourselves for the worst because, by the way, just to give you a heads up, there is foreign military here on U.S. soil, which is against the constitutional law, period. Go talk to Chris Anhall, go talk to any constitutional lawyer. They will tell you that foreign military being on the U.S. soil is illegal. But they bypass the Constitution by going through the UN, the United Nations. They kind of weasel their way into the United States through policies and procedures coming out of the United Nations, which, of course, the United States should never be a part of. But that's what they do. That's what they do. So what's your view? What's your view? How do you yourself personally look at this stuff? How do you examine this material that is there? I mean, how do you see it? Drop a comment there in the comment section or both on Spreaker.com and right here on the American Liberty Radio Network Facebook page. How do you see things transpiring in the next 6 months or so? Currently, with what General Kelly is doing, keeping information from President Trump, he's telling him, don't go to InfoWars, go to our mainstream propaganda media to get all your news. General Kelly is telling President Trump, don't go to InfoWars. That's censorship right there at the highest level. That's a treasonous act against the President of the United States. So, what do you do? I got a minute left, folks. So I'm going to get out of here. I know you guys in the audio side of this over on Spreaker.com. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate all of you listening. Appreciate all you watching. Thank you that dropped in for about 5 seconds. Should have left a comment. You can comment now. But I'm going away, so talk to you in a bit. Talk to you Monday on the American Liberty Radio Network podcast. And I may do a live broadcast. I'm not sure yet, so stick around for that. This is American Liberty Radio Network, AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. I'll talk to you later.